Good.
Good.
Mythical morning. Enough backstory.
Yes, I am a nerd, bookworm. I'm studious. From my cerebral cortex to my gluteus. Back in kindergarten, I aced my college entrance exam. Now, I'm no rocket scientist. Oh, wait, I am. You're just so early 2013. I was the cool form of uncool before uncool became a thing. I use an app to pair pork with the perfect Bordeaux. Too bad there's no app to neutralize your VO.
Is that all you got?
Nope.
Thank you for making us a part of your daily routine. Welcome to the 350th episode.
I've never eaten a fish.
I didn't say fish, I said a sardine.
Out of principle of it being a fish. A sardine is a fish. What do you think? It's some sort of squid or something? Whoa, what did you think a sardine was?
Hey kids, we've got a bunch of cool ways you can rebel against your parents.
You won't believe these sports exist, but they do. Trap!
There's a very real possibility that some of your memories never happen.
I hate whoever's idea this was.
So what do you think?
Yeah. So cool. All right, guys, thanks for being here.
You're welcome.
Here's my first question. You guys make amazing videos. You also have a podcast and a daily show. Now, I make little scientific, well, not little, they're like 10 to 15 minutes long, but I make one every 8 or 9 days.
Right.
How do you guys maintain the output that you do with such a small staff?
Interestingly, we have found that it's helpful to inject espresso directly into our necks every morning.
That's a good one.
I use a vein that's like up here.
Yeah. Actually, we do
There's
have
nothing like track marks on the side of your face.
Right.
And there's nothing like making a track mark joke
It's a good start.
at the beginning of. So I'm sorry for that.
We do have a team. So when we got started, it was just the two of us, and we would have, we typically had one person helping, and the output was a lot less. And then as we came up with ideas like Good Mythical Morning, which is a train that kind of never stops, you know, it's a daily show, and then there's the main channel, and then we've added the podcast as of last year. We ended up having to, we got our own studio space in LA and hired a team that kind of makes everything happen.
How large
so
is the team?
seven or 8 people, depending on
Who counts as a
how much
person?
we're raging
Oh.
on any given day. There's a flux of people.
Okay, cool. Your stuff looks incredible. And I know that you guys have done, tell me about this, you've done a TV series, you've done a lot of stuff on YouTube, so you've worked with television budgets, and you've also funded online content by working with brands and with sponsors. How do you prefer to work and fund your content?
Yeah, I mean, we did have a show on IFC that was us making local commercials for businesses. It was basically a show documenting our process, and that came from a web series that we created on our YouTube channel first. So our YouTube series led to television. But that experience, as great as it was, you know, there's a lot of strings attached, there's a lot of opinions involved. There's just not nearly as much creative freedom as what we now enjoy just being back on YouTube, creating on our 2 channels. If we have an idea for something, we can just create it unfettered almost.
I mean, you saw that, the rap there, that was the Nerd versus Geek Epic Rap Battle. That was sponsored by Tiger Direct, which is a company kind of like Best Buy. They have stores, they also have a website where they sell electronic equipment. So they wanted to do something, they said, we just want to do something to reach that demo. People who care about technology, who think of themselves as geeks or nerds. And so but we came up with that concept just based on what they were trying to accomplish as a brand.
Right.
And then filmed it on location at their store, sent people to their website, and it's almost got 10 million views. It was you know, it's great money for us, but very cheap for them. And we were able to create more than enough of you know, of the video that we wanted to create.
So that's really the answer to your question is, we're able to fund our content through brand integrations, and we actually prefer that. And over the years of doing that a lot, we've been able to have a conversation with our audience as it's grown to help them understand that brands fuel our content and give us budgets to create things for them that otherwise we couldn't create. You see the pillows floating around in that video.
Right.
That was sponsored by a pillow manufacturing company, and you know they gave us a check, they gave us a budget, and they also gave us literally a truckload of pillows. Literally. To make the video. So our audience appreciated the fact that we wouldn't have that amount of pillows and that amount of budget and therefore the time to create that video apart from a sponsor. So it's a win-win scenario that we keep our audience, we converse with them about that dynamic.
Interesting. So that's how you get the audience to accept it and be excited about it. How do you convince the brand to trust what you guys are going to make? Is it because of what you've done in the past? Or do you have some secret magic, look, we're funny, we know this will get 10 million views?
You know, the business is changing a lot. I think one of the things that helps nowadays is having, we work with a collective digital studio, so we have sort of it's not just an agency or a brand coming to two guys who make YouTube videos out of a basement. I think it's having somebody with a suit involved so that they can say, oh, okay, this is a legitimate operation. That has helped. You know, most of the MCNs have a sales team that can, people come from the agency background who can kind of work with the agencies and work directly with brands. But I think really the main thing is they can look at a track record. They can see, oh, this has worked. Oh, you guys did this for this brand, and your audience loved it. It broke outside of your audience. It got a lot of views, and the brand message was very clear. Can you do something like that for us?
Cool. And MCN, by the way, is a multi-channel network.
Yeah, and I would say, you know, for us, there's always been a commitment to create better content with a brand involved. So that's really paid off in the long run. They see that, okay, there's no backlash from our audience because they're on board, and we're not trying to pull the wool over our audience's eyes with the way we incorporate the brand. We're upfront about it, but doing it a way where everybody wins. It's high quality content that gets their message out there, that we're willing to oftentimes build content from the ground up with collaborating with a brand or an agency.
Cool, very cool. So genuine, honest, building from the ground up, and if you're taking notes, wear a suit. That helps.
Or just get someone who wears
a suit. Or just get someone who wears
a blazer.
Just a suit.
Just a blazer.
A blazer will work too.
Yeah.
Okay, very good to know.